What's up, everyone? Brought my mom back with me for some more reacting. What's up, Mom?
What's up? It's great to be back. Happy to be here.
So, as you know, I've reacted to a ton of BTS. My mom's listened to a little bit of BTS, so she's somewhat familiar with their music. I actually thought it would be cool just to show her like a behind the scenes at an award show, because I think you get a little bit of an idea and understanding of what they're all about, their work ethic, their dynamic, a little. 2021 American Music Awards.
Dynamite. See what I did there?
I did.
Okay.
Let's get started. Here we go.
Just right away when you walk out and like look at, even he's got a mask on, look at his eyes. Like he seems so impressed.
That's Suga.
Is it?
Yeah.
Like he's like, wow, look at this massive stage that we're going to be performing on. Like you can see the excitement in his eyes.
I know. And they've won countless awards at this time in 2021. So that's one of the things I always said about BTS, and one of the things I always appreciate about them is nothing ever seems like it's...
Take it for granted?
Yeah, they don't seem like they take anything for granted. Every new experience, every new award is still appreciated.
Right.
They haven't become desensitized to certain experiences.
Even before, I watched them or heard through you, I saw them on the Grammys and I went, oh my God, these guys are, I haven't seen anything like this in North America. Like, these guys are awesome. They're singing, they're dancing, they're putting on a performance. So right away, my first impression from years ago was that I, thought these guys were
So you appreciated them right away,
I did. Just,
the talent's undeniable. The talent, you can't deny the talent when you see it. Like,
but I'm just trying to think: is there an equivalent type of group in North America that we know?
No, there's definitely not. Because the dancing and the choreography and the performing take it to a next level. There's amazing singers in North America.
It's the dancing definitely adds a totally different perspective.
It's the whole different thing. Because when you get dancers this good, you usually think of backup dancers.
Yes,
these are the backup dancers of a professional singer.
Right,
like they're almost that good. Some of them are that good.
Right.
Yeah.
They're their own backup dancers.
Yes, exactly.
여기 소파에 앉는 건 어때요?
Who's the guy in the pink sweatshirt?
What's that?
Who's that?
Jin.
Is he the Joker? Is he funny?
Yeah, he's very funny.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I noticed that right away from a comment that he made. It was just like sort of off
right away you could tell, huh? Yeah. He's one of the guys that really helps keep things light. I think
you need one or two of those when you're doing something so intense.
Yeah.
Just to sort of lift the spirit up sometimes, and sometimes when you're feeling nervous, anxious, unsure, like you need that.
Yeah.
You need that relief.
That relief, totally. And I think he's actually really conscious of it. I think he recognizes the importance of that.
Yes.
For not only himself, but
for the band.
for the band as well. But he recognizes the importance of that for himself.
Yes.
I think that's part of his life philosophy. It's like, I can't go to certain places sometimes for my own sanity.
Right.
사비 때 완전 돌고 내 파트 때 완전 돌고.
그러니까 랩라떼 이렇게 해서 다 쭉 나서
That's V in the hood.
사이드스텝 랩하고
그래서 좀 오다가 커피 파트 때 모여서 뭐 하나 이렇게 하는 것도 뭐 천천히 나와요. 그게 나을 것 같아. 카메라 지나가다가.
Is there someone who's the
like leader,
who does a choreography?
Yeah, I think they have a choreographer, but in terms of the group, I would say Hobie, J-Hope. He's like the dance leader. I think he leads the dance team. Although him and Jimin are both the main dancers, J-Hope leads the dance team. But do you see how collaborative that was?
Yeah,
I know it was a quick clip.
It wasn't like, we're doing this. It was like, what do you think of this? Someone had someone else's idea and they just sort of riffed. So they sort of listened to what everyone had to say. And to everyone's
It wasn't like
input.
there was a distinct
it didn't
dictator.
Look like no, definitely not.
We're so happy to be back. We miss you, LA.
Who's that?
Okay, so that's J-Hope. That's the dance leader.
He speaks English well.
He's got some phrases down. He's not bad.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got some phrases down, but I wouldn't say he's near.
He's not fluent.
Definitely not.
And who's the
That's
other?
Jungkook. He's probably, I would say Jungkook is probably the biggest in terms of most famous.
Why?
Out of all the BTS guys, because ever since he's kind of broken out single, he's collaborated with a lot of North American, Western artists.
Is there any type of resentment when someone decides to do something on their own? Like, is there?
No, not at all, because they all have their own individual careers as
do?
well. Yeah,
Okay,
they all have their own individual things going on as well.
So there's not an exclusivity, like,
No.
we do this.
There's like no jealousy between. I'm sure there has been in the past, right? But ultimately, when you look at BTS as a whole, jealousy isn't a word that
No, but so I guess
comes up.
when they're doing something on their own, it's more singing than it is a performance on a bigger.
No, I mean, no, man, they'll get into their dance routines too.
Really?
Yeah, not all of them, but Jungkook, he has an amazing song called Standing, I think it's called Standing Next to You. Yeah, I think it's called Standing Next to You. It's so good. It's one of his new singles. He's kind of got like a dance routine going on, at least in the music video. I don't know what he does in the concerts, but yeah, like Suga had a concert that I watched recently. Like he's not really dancing in it. So it is totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is totally different.
콜플레이가 크리스가 좀 알아서 했을 거야. 버터를 잘해요.
원래 사람들도 있고 가수들도 안 되고 떨리기도 하고.
스케줄이 너무 어렵대요.
I guess this is like really their first big performance after COVID.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah. So I'm sure there must be some nerves involved, and some excitement.
Definitely.
And, everyone has a different take of how they're feeling going back. Like just having his makeup feels weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Like everyone has their own feeling of being on stage again.
Exactly. That's the leader, by the way. Their leader. His name's
RM?
Yeah. Kim Namjoon is his name. Namjoon. But everyone calls him, a lot of people call him RM. Stands for Rap Monster.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what makes him the leader?
I guess Big Hit or Hyde, their label, Big Hit, they pointed him leader. But I mean, he's the perfect leader. I've always said he's like the leader's leader. First of all, he's an incredibly intelligent guy from a sort of a intellectual standpoint, but also an emotional standpoint. Also, he's fluent in English, so I think that helps in terms of like bringing their message to an international audience. Mm-hmm. But he's just like aware of everything. Whenever I see him in a conversation, he's just like aware of the audience. He's aware of every individual. He also likes speaking. He also is very articulate, and he likes sharing his opinions and expressing his ideas. So he can be quite outspoken.
Is he older?
I think he's actually like the fourth oldest. I don't even think he's right in the middle.
Okay. Who initiated the group to get together?
Their label started it. I mean, they were all trainees before 2013, and there were, I guess, auditions, and there was a whole sort of process involved.
But was there like
in terms of selecting the members of the group?
Would you have a record label before you have a group?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to start a group. We're going to hold auditions. We're going to hold tryouts. And from there, we'll get the best guys we can. They probably had their values and their missions laid out beforehand. This is what we want. This is what we're looking for. We're looking for great performers. We're looking for genuine people. We're looking for guys that can click. No one could have predicted what BTS has become.
No, and I guess there was a whole interview, like there must have been a lot of people, tryouts and things like that.
Tons and tons.
Because you've got to be able to sing, dance, perform, all of that, I guess.
All that.
Do any of them play a musical instrument?
I think Jungkook plays a little bit of guitar. I think V plays a little bit of sax. Yeah. Suga plays piano.
Okay. Well, we know who will let us know.
Yeah.
Let us
Suga
know.
plays piano.
Yuki's on the block. Step by step.
Yeah. 콜라보레이션이 어떻습니까? Yeah, the collaboration process itself was very fun.
Yeah.
이렇게 즐기고 열심히 아미분들한테 공연 마치게 한번.
You say he looks very young? Yeah.
Looks really young.
Yeah, he's the second youngest in the group as well.
V?
V.
What's his standout quality?
I say his charisma. He can do it all. He's got a very unique voice as well. He's kind of got a old school, old soul-y sound, but he's like an incredibly sincere person. Very much. I always say, when I see him, I just always get the sense that he's very connected to his younger self. He still feels like a kid to me, not in an immature way, but in a way where he's just kind of like free and young at heart. Maybe that's why he looks so young. You know, notice how he mentioned Army there. He's like, we want to give our best to Army. That's a big thing with these guys. It's always about Army.
They love their Army.
They love their Army.
Fans.
Love and supremely grateful to their fans.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice though, right? Instead of saying like, we're going to give it all to our fans, it's kind of nice having like a fandom name.
Yeah.
Like kind of an identity, Army.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they're specifically there for them.
Yes.
I mean, you know, because you can have fans of music, but you have fans specifically liking BTS.
Yes.
Army.
That's their purpose. Like, we're doing this for Army. The idea is, let's do this for them. When you take you out of the equation and you kind of get over yourself in a way and make it about your audience, it just feels different. The audience can sense that.
이런 것까지 즐겨야 인류인데.
우린 셀럽이 아니에요, 형. 한낱 김남준과 한낱 박지민일 뿐이에요.
아, 난 너무 잘 알지 그거. 완전 잘 알지.
우린 셀럽이라는 거리가 멀어.
That's humble. Does he really mean that? Like we're not celebrities, or is he being sarcastic? I can't tell whether he feels he doesn't look at himself as a celebrity.
I think he knows intellectually that he's a celebrity, but with Jimin, with the pink undershirt, I don't actually know if he feels that. His ego hasn't gotten like the best of him at all. And if anything, he's constantly the one that's kind of like downplaying his own abilities and success out of all of them. I think he feels like they're not celebrities, that he's not a celebrity. And he certainly carries himself like like you said, Park Jimin, that's his name. I don't think fame's really gotten to their head. I mean, yes, it's changed them, I'm sure, but I don't think it's gotten in their head in the sense that they've like developed these huge egos, because these guys don't rest on their laurels at all. They're constantly grinding, they're constantly working, they're constantly looking at ways to give back to their fans, to Army, and they're well aware of how much support and love that they get from their audience and from Army. So it's like, you know, you don't really see egos from them. You see some swag, you know, but it's not an ego thing, right? And I think Army and each other keep them grounded because they're real dudes. So if someone's head got too big, they'd keep them in check, right? Like that just wouldn't happen.
No, I just sort of, again, feel that, you know, the Korean work ethic sort of fits into
There's a cultural component too of humility as well.
Right. And I think you see that, you know, they're just humble and modest. And I mean, yes, they know they're famous, but they don't give off that air of being a snob in any way.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, you're right. There's a big cultural element because if any of these guys, you put them any of these guys in a room with someone who's older than them, they're gonna still
bring them their tea.
They're still gonna pour them their drink, or they're still going to address them in the way that anyone in Korea would address someone that's older.
Right.
There's a respect element ingrained in their language that will always be there.
It's part of their DNA.
And that's another one of their. Man, you're on today, Mom. Really? Mom is on today.
오케이, 문연기 가자. 문연기. 문연 갔다 올게요.
You messing around with BTS Army will shut your situation down. Ask Trump. It happened.
You asked about RM's leadership as well, and I forgot to mention, he knows the guys incredibly well. So I think when you have a really good understanding of individuals in your group, they all know each other really well, but RM's able to articulate everyone's differences really, really well.
Do you think that like the guys look up to him and like if they had an issue, they would come, like RM would be their man to go to?
Or
do they have their own friendships amongst each other?
Yeah, there's definitely like close dynamics within the group. I always say from everything that you can put any two of these guys together and they're best friends, you know, and there's certain people, you know, with your friends, there's certain people you go to for some things and there's certain people you go to for other things. Yeah. So I don't think they go to RM for everything. I would say if there's like a group issue operationally or like logistically or, you know, music wise, they might go to RM first.
So it sounds like he's the pillar.
Yeah, definitely. And I think he's also like the liaison, the main liaison between like management and the group.
Okay.
I think he's probably also best at like presenting the group issues to management.
See.
Yeah.
Oh no. Top hit. Today's top hit. Today's top hit. Today's top hit.
Do they look like celebrities to you on the red carpet?
Say, they're just a bunch. They look like models. Like they're really good-looking guys, and they dress extremely well. I mean, they're very cool, and they just. If I walked in at that moment, I wouldn't necessarily think that they were performers.
Okay.
Other than they look like they were models. They do stand out for sure. Each, have their own style, their own look, but they all have a very like they're thin, they're beautiful skin, their hair looks great.
No, they're
nice looking,
definitely good looking guys.
Yeah, and they have like a sort of warmth to them. They seem like they, even when I saw them standing around, they had their, just had their arm around each other, like, just resting.
They're so comfortable with each other.
Like they just like sort of have a nice
familial.
They do. Like they like each other.
Yes.
Like it's not like, okay, we're here to perform, but we're also friends.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
누가 나를 밝혀주는 거. 사랑으로 맞으면. 사실 정말 해도 돼. 형이 다 외우고 있으니까. 갑자기 나오는 거 아니야 또?
I'm going to make a comment here about, initially I thought when I first, heard about, thinking my friends won't know anything, who they are. So anyways, I posted, a reaction that we did the other day, a video reaction on a bunch of K-pop bands. And 2 or 3 of my friends said, oh, I follow the K-pop and I love BTS. And, we're part of the army. And I thought that's really blew my mind away. But when I see them on stage, back in the day when we used to see performances, these really great bands come out and sing, there would always be dancing with it. So it sort of has brought back it's sort of a little nostalgic seeing this type of performance now again, sort of come full circle where you're actually implementing dance within the singing as well. So maybe that's why my friends are drawn to them, because they're sort of an all action packed type of band. It's not just singing, it's not just dancing, but it's the entire package.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so I'm really enjoying watching the K-pop performances, because it gives you that, and you feel like you're watching a real show.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah, it just appeals to so many of your senses when you're watching them perform. It's the musicality, it's the the dancing, it's the performance. So it's, ticks off all the boxes as far as entertainment goes.
Totally. And that's just the entertainment factor. Once you get to know these guys and see what they're all about and see what their messages are all about, see who they are as people, see how they make you feel, then it's a whole different level. It's a whole different experience. I did a whole video on that.
Do you know
really
if they're
incredible.
like a philanthropic group? Like, do they
I think
work?
Army has kind of splintered off and started some charitable, I don't know if they're organizations, but they've definitely
or do they BTS themselves? Do you know if they do any?
I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure.
Thank you, MLAs, and we're truly honored to be on this stage with such amazing, tremendous artists right over here. We're so honored. Thanks for that.
Wow, they're loved.
Oh yeah. I was thinking about that the other day when people are giving speeches. Someone was asking me, is it okay to say that I'm nervous? I think it is. I don't think it's okay to rely on that. But
I think it's good because people can identify with that. Like, it's a human response.
Exactly.
It's how can you not be nervous?
Exactly.
I'm nervous, but you know what?
It's a human response.
Yeah, it is.
It's not necessarily going to make the people in the audience buy your product. Or love your message. But it will help them connect with you.
Yeah, and I think if it's your total emphasis and you talk about being nervous the entire time, it might not work. But I think it's hey, I'm because it's also something good to say at the beginning, because it sort of cuts the tension in the air. Like if you say it right at the beginning, hey, I'm a little nervous, and then you go ha ha ha, and then sort of get that out of the way.
Totally. But I thought RM did a good job there.
Can you imagine? I'm just imagining now, winning that award and then going on stage to perform, the energy and
my goodness,
the adrenaline that must be flowing through their veins right now, they're going to put on one hell of a performance.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I don't know if they
nice that
already
they
did
went.
do the performance.
No,
Oh,
it said they were getting ready
after
to
Mona
prepare.
Joy, they hurried. Okay, right.
They're going
Okay,
to prepare for
that's actually awesome. That's a good call.
Right?
Giving them the award, then getting them to perform.
But then it could have worked the other way. If they didn't win, like how would it affect their performance?
Right, that's true. But I think they knew beforehand going in that they won.
I don't
Because
know.
you heard V, I think it was in the car, saying that he memorized his speech.
Everybody does, because you have to prepare yourself.
Just in case, you're saying?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I wonder if it was a complete surprise.
They looked completely surprised.
Yeah, maybe.
I was watching their reaction.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that did look surprised, for
They
sure.
certainly did.
솔직히 얘기하면 무대하는 것보다 멘트가 더 떨려. 진짜 죽을 것 같아. 와 진짜 심장 폭발할 것 같아요.
My heart is going to burst. They're so genuine.
A nice way to describe how we feel.
I know. People kind of fall in love with BTS quickly because of that. They just sense the sincerity. Because they're open with us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
비대면하고 비대면 했었던 것 같아 계속. 비대면은 솔직히 자기 힘이 한 50%밖에 안 나와. 근데 오늘 하니까 120%. 파이팅 게 나오더라고요. 아니 안 힘들어. 안 힘들어.
제가 여러분 갑자기 콘서트가 기대되지 않나요? 콘서트 기대되지 며칠 안 남았어요 지금.
They're all chattering.
I know. They're all.
They're so excited. You can feel their excitement.
I know.
Their
I know.
energy. You know, they're like bickering and but you know they're bantering and blah blah blah. It's so cute.
It's palpable. You can
Yeah,
feel it. They
yeah.
love being around each other.
Yeah, but you know they're just so the excitement.
Oh
fills the
yeah.
air.
Oh yeah. They're just all going at it, you know?
Yeah,
They'll just want to
dogs,
share.
Yeah.
They love performing. Like this got them more excited for their concert coming up.
Yes. Yeah, because they got a taste of performing in front of a live audience, and now they know that they can be live again.
Exactly. And Suga, I think it was Suga who said, like, you only feel 50% of the energy when you're doing it online.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can feel.
Right.
So they're just pumped to be back in front of an audience at this point.
Because that energy, you know, is transmissible.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to be in a room full of people that love you and scream and shout. You're going to feel it. You're going to absorb it, and you're going to create even more music that's going to light up the stage.
Let's go. AMA. Let's go.
There you go.
That was great.
I think that was a cool thing to show you.
This was a great introduction to, you know, the behind the scenes and just get a little insight into who they are.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks.
What's your overall thoughts on the guys?
I love them. They're just great. They all just seem to be a bunch of guys having fun.
Yes.
And doing, you know, great things.
And doing something I love.
Yeah. And love doing it together.
Yeah.
Like you can see, it's not just a job.
Yeah.
But it's a friendship first.
Totally.
Yeah. So that's what jives really well for this group.
It's not a job, it's a friendship first. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Mom, thanks for doing this with me. Love you.
Love you too, honey.
If you want to watch our uncut reaction and analysis, all you need to do is go to my Patreon page. The link is in my description below. Other than that, guys, we'll catch you soon. Oh, yeah.